Was project leader or the senior project engineer. We began to work on the design of a microchip that, when it was completed, was 0.75 millimeters in diameter, 7 millimeters long. It was the size of 1/4 of a grain of rice. Again, I want to say that I was not a Christian and there were no Christians there. They said they wanted this to have a power source and be able to emit a signal. And they told us they wanted us to use lithium as a battery source. Lithium's used in watch batteries, it's used in heart pacemaker batteries, it's used in a lot of places. I designed into this microchip a little charging circuit that would charge that battery. This sounds like a lot of technical things coming together, but if you'll bear with me 1 minute, you'll see what God has laid out about this microchip. When we discovered that we needed to be able to charge that battery, I needed a temperature change, a change in temperature to cause current to flow through that little charging circuit that would charge the battery. So we began to investigate and find out where in the body does the temperature change the most rapidly. We spent over $1 million in taxpayer money, and when the results came back, there was a lot of information. We divided it up amongst 3 teams and then came back together with that information. It was determined that there were 2 places in the body that were ideal for the microchip. One was just below the hairline on the forehead. Every mother checks their child's temperature right here. So we could have paid the mothers $1 million and saved. I never saw a mother check their child's temperature on their ankle. Always right here. The other place was the hand, the right hand preferred, because most people are right-handed. This didn't bother me, and it didn't bother anybody else on the team. The hand seemed a good place. Nobody wanted it here. And so the design work, everything was completed, the microchip was done. You're seeing it now on some of the Discovery Channel presentations. There are people who have received it already. It is real. It's not something that's coming way down the road. They gave me a Bible. They told me not to read the book of Revelation. They said the book of Revelation is too hard to understand. So I waited, and I didn't read the book of Revelation for quite some time. Then one day I came to Revelation 13, verse 16. And he caused us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. I didn't like what I saw. I went back and looked up the word mark. I went to the Strong's Concordance, and I found that John had used 3 words for the word mark.
Alright, Shalom. It's Dan Olive from the 716 area, and I'm back here again with a breakdown, and to me, a real serious breakdown in these last days. All right, we're going into the M to the O to the TB, man. All right, and I'm gonna start here at Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. Right, but without further ado, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash, for giving me the inspiration and the spirit to do this lesson. Salutations to the brothers and sisters that magnify this truth on the 4 corners of the earth and have given their body as a living sacrifice, and double honors to the elders. All right, so this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and it reads, He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, so everybody is going to be charged to get this mark, okay? Now, speaking of the word mark, okay, I want to go here in a strong concordance, All right. And get the definition here. All right. In the outline and biblical usage say a stamp or imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or in the right hand as the badge of the followers of Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpted, graven work, or idolatrous images. It also says a scratch, itching, stamp as a badge of servitude, or sculpted figure, graven and mark. All right, so this word here is in the Greek.
Strong's G 5480, charagma. Charagma.
It's charagma. And if we go to the root word, all right, in the outline of a biblical usage, it says a pale or stake, and that's something sharp. All right, pales between which earth, stones, trees, and lumber are heaped or packed together. All right. It also says to sharpen, to a point. All right, a stake, a perilous side, a rampant. All right. Pretty much we see that this is a sharp object here, man. Right? And if you look at it, it's going to be small as the size of a grain of rice. And if you look at a steak, the way it's shaped is the same way it's shaped of a steak, man, that you stick in the ground. All right. So before we continue on, I want to get this article I have here. All right, which was issued 12 hours ago. It says, new microchip implant lets you pay with a swipe of your hand. All right. Now, this is from Cleveland, WJW. All right. And this is also mentioned in the BBC News. It says, the future is here. Those tired of taking out their wallet or phone to pay for things could soon skip that step entirely. Thanks to a new implantable payment chip, a British-Polish company, Wallet More, has created a microchip that can be implanted inside a person's hand and used as one would tap a credit card for a payment. This technology is only currently allowed to be sold in the European Union and in the UK. Meaning, right now, they're dealing with it in these countries here. Okay? So let's go back. It says, the implant can be used to pay for a drink on a beach in Slovakia, for a drink on the beach of Royal Slovakia, a coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris. It says, or at your local grocery store. Founder and chief executive Wertat Reuter told the BBC it could be used wherever contactless payments are accepted. All right. So that's all around the world, man. So those men and women that's getting that chip, they can kind of use it wherever it's contactless payments being issued. It said the company said it's the first to sell these kinds of chips to willingly customers, unlashing its biopolymer technology about the size of a small safety pin on the world last year. It says the cost is around 300. So they charging you 300 right now to go grab one. It's out. It says, but just how many people are all right with the idea of having essentially a credit card placed in their body? It says, Wallet Moore said in a press release that so far at least 200 people have purchased its technology. It says, according to a 2021 survey, which talked to 4,000 people across Europe, nearly 51% said they would consider an implant of some type. Yet security issues reportedly remain a concern for some. He goes on to say, Walletmore explained their chips use near field communication or NFC, the same system smartphones use for contactless payments, and that they cannot be read until they're in close contact with a payment reader device. The company said that the chip does not include a battery, nor does it make radio waves on its own. All right, so there we have it, man. The MOT to the B being ushered in into the world. All right, so they're getting ready to bring in that new world government, man. All right. But we have to know that if you take this chip, okay, then you cannot get the kingdom, man. Okay? So you'll be totally wiped out. It's a free ticket to damnation, right? This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. It says, and there follow another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drunk of her wine, of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? So if you receive this mark, you're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone when the day of Yahweh Shai and the angels, they approach. All right? It says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whoever receiveth the mark of his name. Right? So man, you be done off if you take that chip, man. Right? All right, so I'm hearing, let me see. What's going on here? Revelation chapter 16, right? We're just jumping around, grabbing a couple precepts. Right? It says, okay. Revelation chapter 16 and verse. So, let me see where I want it. Okay, verse 2, it says, and the first went and poured out his veil upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore among the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. So let's find out what this sore is. All right. Or first, let's go to noisome. All right. So the word noisome is of a bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, or acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome. All right. So that's them kind of creating a well, man, to where they can kind of turn you on and turn you off, man. Right? From buying or selling. Right? It says, let's go to Sor. A womb producing a discharged pus. So that's physical, man. All right. An ulcer. So you taking this chip, all right, it's going to cause a sore with pus that leak out, man. An ulcer. All right. So that got to be something physical there. All right. So let's go to, let's see here. All right. Let's go to 20. I believe it's in 20. All right. So yeah, let's go to 20 in verse 4. It says, and I saw a throne, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. Right? Because many men are going to be martyrs in these last days. They're going to die for the word, man. It says, for the word of the Lord, of Yahweh. It says, which had not worshipped. See, these men, they haven't worshipped the beast, nor his image, nor their had received his mark upon their forehead or in their hands. Right? It says, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. Right? So these men that have not, these men are the men who have not took that charagma, man. All right? Or the image, all right? Or worship the beast. They're going to reign with Yahweh Shai for 1,000 years. Right? And everybody else are going to be wiped out and judged by fire and brimstone. All right? So, let's go to the book of Habakkuk real quick. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2, it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain. Well, let's go to verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch, right, to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Now we know this is talking about prophecy. It says, but at the end it shall speak. Now, it's speaking more than ever, man. All right? With all this stuff going on, okay, you could tell that we at the end in the MOTB prophecy is speaking, man. Right? It says, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry. All right, so it's being revealed. The Lord is putting that warning out, and if the true prophets of the Lord see it coming, they got to go out there and they got to preach the true gospel, man. All right, so with that, I hope it was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Thanks for coming by. All right, peace and blessings. Until next time, shalom.